We are live, everybody. Welcome back to Zachary Reality. It is Zachary Reality, and we are here on a Friday, June 21st, which means it is the first day of summer. The summer solstice was yesterday, and it is the first day as well of Cancer season. If you guys are into astrology and zodiac signs, I am, and I am a Cancer, and my birthday is in 3 days. So I am so excited to celebrate my birthday this weekend, and I'm so excited to be live with you guys, chatting today about the finale of Perfect Match Season 2. So if you guys are new to my channel, or if you are a returning subscriber, give this video a thumbs up, hit subscribe, ring the bell so you're notified whenever I post new videos, and leave your comments down below on the Perfect Match Season 2 finale. I already see that we have Melanie in the live chat, and she says, "My thoughts are probably not what you want." Melanie, I just want to hear your thoughts, so you better sound off in the comments, and I will be reading them throughout the live. Just to catch you guys up, I have been in New York for the past 2 weeks. I left June 8th. I did the apartment swap with my friend Rachel in Greenpoint, or Greenport. It's Greenpoint. It's in Brooklyn. I've known Rachel since elementary school, so it was a really easy apartment swap. She lived in my place, I lived in hers. And then I have been in Long Island for the past week at my mom's house, and I'm going to be in New York until July 9th. So I'm really excited to do all the New York things and to just enjoy summer. And I also booked a flight to Charleston to visit my cousin, my favorite cousin, shout out Kelly. And then I will be in Charleston from July 9th to July 14th. And then I will fly back to LA. I want to do some more summer travel, but I think that after that trip, I'll be ready to go home for a minute before we go anywhere else. So I hope everyone's enjoying their summer. It just started, but it's been starting for me. Let's get into Perfect Match. Walker is here. He says hi. And Melanie says, "Why do they only update us on all the couples, just Jess and Harry?" Did they update us? Okay, I am so confused. You got to tell me these updates. I didn't see the updates at the end. I did not see the updates at the end of who is still together and who's not still together. So wait, how did I miss that? That episode was so long. Can we agree that the episode that was 1 hour and 46 minutes was extremely long? They could have given us like 2 episodes instead of making it like one that was so long, because usually after I watch an episode, like I'm the type of binger where I will watch 1 episode and I need a break. Like when they dropped the first 6 episodes of Perfect Match, like that took me like 3 or 4 days to watch all 6, because I cannot watch all of them at once. Melanie says, "Just Jess and Harry, and they broke up." Well, we knew that they broke up because Jess dumped Harry on the finale, which is where things started off. So let's talk about it. The final episode started off with Jess and Harry's confrontation. Now, obviously, Harry misbehaved during the boys' day, and he did end up kissing Melinda. It was very interesting to see the footage at the end of the episode where Harry and Melinda were saying on camera, Melinda was like, "There's no cameras, kiss me, kiss me. There's no cameras." If you guys have not seen it, I put the clip on my TikTok if you just want to watch that clip. So Harry, he really messed up. So Jess broke up with him, as she should, right? Like, she wants a man that is not going to disrespect her, that's going to be completely honest with her. And Jess's gut and intuition was telling her that Harry was giving her half-truths. And he was, because clearly he kissed Melinda and he tried to get away with it, and he lied about it to Jess for hours. And Jess is a single mom. She is no BS. We saw that on Love is Blind season 6. Her and her EpiPen, like, she does not want to be with a guy who's not all in, who's not completely for her, who's not honest. So her dating Harry was fun, and it was hot, and it was clear that he really liked her a lot and that he was falling for her, but he was not able to be faithful to her, and that was the demise of their relationship. And Jess decided to unmatch Harry and leave him and leave the show. And that happened in the beginning of the episode. And I was really upset about it, to be honest, because even though I do agree that Jess deserves better, I think that also Melanie coming in said they were dating after the show. They went back. So I guess Harry and Jess dated after the show, and then they broke up again. So I don't know about any of the other couples who are still together and who are not, but I'm sure we'll find out over the next couple of days. I would have liked to see Harry and Jess just finish the show together, even though he did disrespect her and she deserved better. I felt like they were so fun to watch. They were so interesting. They were together for so long on the show that I would have loved to see them in the final five. And I would have loved to see Harry get roasted by a lot of the jurors, a lot of the eliminated contestants, and kind of see how that dynamic would have played out with Harry and Jess. And I just felt like once they left, I was like, oh, now I'm bored, because they were just so interesting and entertaining to watch. So they broke up. She dumped him. Good for Jess for, knowing her worth and standing on her 2 feet. Then it was time for the final challenge, which was a compatibility challenge. How many kids do you want? Like, how many years do you want to get married? And we were down to 5 couples left, right? We were down to Elys and, let's see if I can even get this. Elys and Bryton. Excuse me. Then we were down to Christine was with Kaz, Micah was with Izzy, Tolu and Chris, and Alara and Stevan. So Tolu and Chris ended up winning the final challenge, which gave them power to go into the boardroom for the last time. And I love Tolu and Chris. I actually felt like they should have been a contender and like a real runner for the win. If it wasn't Alara and Stevan, who I wanted it to be, and I'm mad it wasn't them, but we're going to get there, I would have actually wanted Tolu and Chris to get second place. And Nigel and Christine ended up winning, which we're going to get to. And Micah said that she got second place, her and Kaz. So whoa. You're like, how did we get here? So when Tolu and Chris went into the boardroom, they got the option to bring 2 singles into the house. They decided to bring back in Jess, which I was like, thank God, I want to see Jess on TV. I love watching her. And they set Jess on a date with Izzy. Micah and Izzy were matched, but it was more of like a friendship match because Kaz left Micah for Christine. And then they put Christine on a date with Nigel, who was kind of in the house for like a second. He really hasn't been in the house much, but they thought that, Nigel and Christine would be a good match and that they did have chemistry. So that's why they matched them together, because they wanted them to find their perfect match, but they also wanted Kaz and Micah to have alone time to discuss their issues and kind of work on things. And since Izzy was matched up with Micah, this was the perfect opportunity for them to be alone in the house. So Izzy and Jess went on their date. There was no chemistry there. I felt like at least Izzy was like respectful and he wasn't being an F-boy to Jess. So Jess liked that and she ended up matching with him, but it was more of a friendship match. Nigel and Christine like really hit things off. They were really vibing and they, connected. So much so that, whatever. Back at the house, Kaz and Micah ended up making amends. So Kaz apologized and Micah felt like it was sincere. She felt like it was the most genuine Kaz that she's gotten all season, and she decided to take him back. I don't know why she decided to take him back, because Kaz was messing around with Holly, with Christine, with Bryton, and Micah was just like, if you really like someone, like, you need to stick with it. Like, at this point, we're late in the game, we're late in the show. Like, if you really like someone, like, why are you still straying and doing other things? So I was confused why Micah, took him back. She did stand up for herself. The only reasoning I could think of is that Micah just felt comfortable with Kaz and, she invested a lot of time and energy into her relationship with Kaz. So maybe she just wanted to finish the show off with him, and she still did have feelings for him. She wasn't going to find those feelings with anyone else. And I don't think they're still together. They're definitely not. I'll tell you that. But she still was kind of riding it out to the end and still sticking with him and standing by him, even though Kaz got roasted at that final ceremony. And the final 5 couples that went to the ceremony were Tolu and Chris, Alara and Stevan, Nigel and Christine. They matched. Elys and Bryton. And then the final 5th couple was who? Who was it? Alara and Stevan, Micah and Kaz, Tolu and Chris, and who else am I thinking of? Elys and Bryton. And then there was like one more couple. I can't put my finger on it. Who is it? I'm like missing something. I don't know. Well, why? This is so bad. I like literally, did I not write this down? Like, I'm so confused. Oh my God, I did write it down. Okay. So those were the final 5 couples. And now all the jurors come in to, I know, I'm like, we need to like really write this down. Okay, I'm going to actually get it. Alara and Stevan, 1. Elys and Bryton, 2. Tolu and Chris, 3. Nigel and Christine was the fourth couple, and the fifth couple was Micah and Kaz. Okay, we got all of them now. Sorry, guys. So then we go to the final. They all go on their dates, right? And like the romance is there, and everyone's talking about what they're going to do after and if they're going to make it work. And they get to the final ceremony where all the jurors are there, all the eliminated contestants are there, and they're all going to vote for one couple to be the perfect match. And the five remaining couples are going to basically pitch their case on why they deserve to be the perfect match. So Tolu and Chris, I felt like they were a really underdog couple. They started off as friends. They talked about what they're going to do after. And Chris did get a little bit of flack from some of the girls, but Tolu did have a lot of support. Alara and Stevan also had a lot of support, but Melinda, she pointed out that she thinks that they're really sweet right now, but she doesn't think it's going to be a thing forever, which is like, really? I felt like Alara and Stevan fell in love. They were so genuine throughout the entire experience. I loved watching them. I wanted them to win. I think Alara and Stevan should have won. Obviously, Kaz got a lot of heat during the finale, and that would have been Harry up there getting the heat if he was in the finals, but he wasn't. And then Nigel and Christine ended up winning. I don't think Elys and Bryton were ever going to win. I don't think that they're still together. They did have a lot of passion. Elys left Justin for Bryton, and Justin was not at the final ceremony. I guess he had business to do, or maybe he just wanted to leave, or a family thing, or whatever reason he wasn't there. He got out of being there. I would have loved to see Justin there and get Justin's take on Elys and Bryton. And because I feel like Justin wasn't there, it kind of made Elys's and Bryton's story arc just kind of like go downhill a little bit, because we didn't get to see like Justin's final thoughts on Elys and Bryton. So I don't think they were ever in the running to be the perfect match, and I didn't want them to be the perfect match. I kind of think that Bryton likes to play games a little bit, but then they were saying that like Elys is into guys who like to play games. So that was kind of interesting. And final rows, long. Yeah, I know. Micah and Kaz got second place. I was kind of shocked that anybody would vote for them, considering how much people doubted them throughout the entire experience. So I'm kind of shocked that they got second place. I would love to know who voted for who got second place, who got third place. I'm just truly trying to wrap my head around the fact that Alara and Stevan didn't win. They deserve to win. How did they not win? Does anyone else feel the same way? Nigel and Christine literally got together on the finale, like the last episode. Like, we want to see someone win that we've watched their love story from day one. We've been there. We've seen the journey. We've like watched the buildup. And that is what we had with Tolu and Chris and with Alara and Stevan all specifically. So it's just kind of confusing why Nigel and Christine won and how they were able to win over all of the votes. The only thing I can think of is that Christine spent a lot of time potentially with those jurors. Like, where are the jurors? Are they locked in a hotel room the whole time when they're not in the villa? Or are they all hanging out with each other in another villa that's not being filmed, right? Like, are the girls hanging out? Because maybe Christine and Nigel built relationships with those jurors, with those eliminated contestants. And maybe the eliminated contestants who were voting wanted to vote for Nigel and Christine because they were all, they were also not in the villa for most of the time. So maybe they bonded with them outside of the villa. It's so weird to me that they won. Melanie says that the show is fake. And I do think a lot of the show is very produced and fake. So I don't know if like Netflix decides who wins, and maybe they wanted Nigel and Christine to win to like get a reaction out of the fans, because like the bigger reaction, the more buzz it gets on social media. I just still to this day think that Alara and Stevan, to this day, I watched it this morning, Alara and Stevan should have won. Do you guys agree? Let me know in the comments if you guys agree. Poopa8 says maybe they didn't show the votes because they would get hate. I wish they showed the votes. Also, the people who are in the finale, like the 5 couples, they all still they vote as well, but they can't vote for themselves. So they can all vote for each other. So yeah, I just can't wrap my head around the fact that Alara and Stevan didn't win. But before the votes were announced, we did have to close out this story with Harry Jowsey and Melinda kissing. And Nick Lachey is like, does anyone have anything else to say before we read the votes? And Harry was like, I haven't been honest. I have to be honest. I kissed Melinda. And then they showed the footage of Harry and Melinda flirting at that boys' day. Melinda was on his lap. Melinda is not innocent in all of this. After seeing that clip, like, Melinda definitely came on to him. So I think it was kind of interesting how Melinda like was so quick to throw Harry under the bus and make it seem like he kissed her to Jess. Like, that isn't what happened. After seeing the clip, like, Melinda came on to Harry Harry came on to Melinda, it was like so reciprocated. Melinda was no innocent saint in all of this, and she kind of made it seem like Harry was like the bad boy, but like no, Melinda still knew, right? Or she was aware of Jess and Harry's relationship, and she still had no problem kissing Harry, flirting with Harry, and kind of imposing on all of that. Harry is obviously in the wrong because he was committed to Jess for several weeks in the house. And he also has been saying for a long time that he's dating to marry and he's taking this seriously. And he knows how serious it is considering Jess has a daughter. So that's like extra pressure and extra serious that you should take this. And they still ended up kissing in the bathroom. We saw Melinda say, there's no cameras around. There's no cameras. So they knew what they were doing. And then Harry, we saw on camera say, did you guys get that? Did you guys get that? So he knew it wasn't on camera because they didn't get the kiss on camera because he carried her to the bathroom because the rocks were too rocky for Melinda's feet and they kissed in the bathroom. That is not okay. Kiss on camera for all of us to see it. Don't do shady stuff like that. So it just kind of sucks because I was really rooting for Harry and Jess and I would have loved to see them in the finals and I would have loved to see a different outcome for them. I guess I knew that they probably wouldn't make things work anyway, but it still would have been fun to see them in the final 5, you know? So Jess did say that she was missing Harry, so I guess she decided to take him back and they broke up. Harry is very candid on his podcast, saying that Netflix casted him to be this certain archetype and that he was an F-boy and that's why they casted him and they know what they're going to get from him and that like everyone's being paid to be there. So they got to make a good show. And I think the Harry and Melinda kiss and like scandal definitely made the season interesting. It kind of kept us intrigued. There was no mention of that for so long until the last 10 minutes. So I was like, are we ever going to talk about it or are we just going to glaze over this? Like, what? So they ended up talking about it. Then they read the votes. And then we have our winners, Nigel and Christine. Such a long episode, 1 hour and 46 minutes. Are you guys crazy? Are you kidding me? Like, wow. I think season 1 was better. I think season 2 was still good. I'm sad that it's over. Like now I have nothing to watch on TV. I know a lot of people are watching Love Island. I am watching that, but like it's not like, I don't know, it's not that good. I'm going to keep trying to get into it because there's truly nothing else to watch on TV right now. I also watch The Real Housewives of New Jersey, which I love so much. It's so good. And I'm watching Real Housewives of Dubai as well. But there's definitely a lack of shows. So I'm excited for The Bachelorette to return and Claim to Fame. Those will be back in mid-July, and we will be recapping both of those shows and doing interviews on my channel. So definitely stay tuned. Melanie says, is Christine and Nigel still together? I guess no, but who knows? They don't follow each other. I know that. Well, the following could be a way to mislead people just because the show is out. So maybe they're trying to like mislead people or like make people, keep the suspense alive for as long as possible because suspense creates intrigue, creates social media buzz. It's great for the show. I don't think anyone's together, to be honest. But I'm sure we'll get updates soon with like captions and like what happened. So I can't wait to find out all of it. If you guys did not watch my live stream with Carousel from season 1 of Perfect Match, that was a couple of days ago. We talked about all the couples and we talked about the show. We recapped everything from up to episode 9. So feel free to check out that podcast or live stream on my channel or wherever you listen. Yeah, like I was saying earlier, I think season 1 was just better and had more drama. But it still was a great show. I'm honestly sad that it's over. And those were my final thoughts on Perfect Match season 2. So that's really all I have to say. So thank you guys for joining. I am going to visit my grandma at the nursing home right now, the nursing home where she lives. And I'm going to see my family tonight. My cousins, my aunts, my uncles. I'm just enjoying my time being home in Long Island, seeing all my friends and my family. It's great. And this weekend's my birthday. So I am headed to Atlantic City to celebrate. I will be posting lots of fun vlogs and stories and TikToks and content. So you're definitely going to want to be following me on all platforms. And I'm so excited to turn 27. So yay, happy early birthday to me. And thank you all for listening and watching. Let me know your thoughts on Perfect Match season 2 and the finale in the comments down below. Do not forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe. Thank you, Poopa8, for wishing me a happy birthday. And I will see you guys in the next live stream or interview, whatever, very, very soon. Bye, guys. Take care. See you later.